Yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome back to another Jets episode of the Knicks, Jets, etc. podcast. My name is Meleka, and with me, as always, my buddy, my co-host, my pal, my main man, Greg. We are sorry that we are coming to you a little bit late, coming to you from undisclosed locations.
Yeah.
We're gonna be a little slacking on the first two preseason games here. One being the Hall of Fame game, the another one being the Panthers game. But after that, we're going to be full swing, 2 episodes a week. So bear with us. I have a fun note, real quick. I happen to be just around where Yusuf Nurkic just got married, and I have flowers from his wedding. So that's a
Okay.
fun little fact that I grabbed him. But here we are. Jets season has officially started, Greg. It's
Yes, it
official.
has.
We've been saying Jets, Jets football's here. Jets football's interesting. NFL's back. We've been saying it for months. It's officially back. The Jets are in pads. We have fans at the training camps. I'll be at the Tampa Bay training camps and joint practice. That's all the way at the end. But wow, Greg, the amount of changes that have happened since the New York Jets have stepped into the building at one Jets drive. We have Hard Knocks coming into town. I cannot wait to watch the Hard Knock stuff. We have, the Revis Hall of Fame stuff going on with Klecko. And what came out of it? New jerseys. I cannot believe that the New York Jets finally put the Jet on top of the logo. We kept the green helmet, so we're sticking with, league compliant rules. We're still going to be able to get a new jersey next year, so look out for that. I'm still hyped about that, but for now, keep the green helmets, put the Jet on top, thank God, throw it back to the Hall of Fame, use that as an excuse. We got the double green, we got the two stripes. Finally buy a Jets jersey again. I'm so excited to finally buy a quarterback jersey. Honestly, my first one, I never bought the Sam Darnold. I'll be honest, even though I love him, I never bought it.
Yeah.
I got the Jamal Adams. It's going to be my first quarterback jersey since, guess who? You have one guess, Greg.
The Sanchez.
Nope, Brett Favre.
Brett Favre, yeah. Those are the two I have, yeah.
I'm going to have my number 8 in white with the double stripe, and I can't wait. And, Greg, not only do we have new turf at MetLife, that's good enough for the World Cup final, hopefully in 2026. That's hopefully good enough for the FIFA World Club Cup. That's hopefully good enough for the FIFA Copa America, right? It's also good enough for the Jets to have midfield logos. I mean, this is
finally
life, man. I don't know what else to say. Greg, what are your thoughts right now on Jets coming into camp with their pads, with their new jerseys? We'll get into the nitty-gritty right now. Contracts, controversy, press conferences. We'll get into all that.
Yeah.
Now, what are your thoughts on the overall Jets right now, man?
Overall, it doesn't feel real. I mean, still with Aaron Rodgers showing up every day, the videos coming out, the bleachers are packed. I mean, the people that we have, I mean, this defensive unit, I'm watching the YouTube videos live from training camp. Just the amount of bodies that we have in certain position groups is insane compared to where we were a few years ago. And like once in a while on the timeline, you'll see on Twitter, like Joe Douglas turned these 5 guys into like what we have now. It's incredible to see what he's done. Some draft picks here and there didn't work out great, but other ones were absolute home runs. You really can't say anything about his trade ability. He's great at acquiring picks. He's great at getting off contracts, getting Aaron Rodgers for a first round pick, maybe 2 deal. I mean, it's incredible to see what he's done. So this roster overall is so impressive. And I was listening to someone talk about their team going into the season, and they're just like, we just don't have a pass rush. And it's like, it can't be me. I don't know what that's like. These Jets have always, I feel like, had a pretty good defensive front seven. Some years better than others for sure. But this year, I mean, 10 guys, 10 good pass rushers we have. and then some good linebackers, hopefully, with Jermaine Johnson, maybe move into that position. We'll talk about that. We'll see what's going on exactly. But overall, it's been incredible.
Yeah, man, there's so much to be said about Joe Douglas. It's so funny that you bring up the draft picks and what that changed into. I'd be hard pressed not to bring up Denzel Mims here. Start with Denzel Mims, right? Second round pick. Put him on the board.
Great example.
Jets second round picks, right? We got it right. Once in a blue moon, we get it right. This one was not one of them.
Yep.
We got rid of him for what Joe Douglas is allergic to, which is 7th round picks. Right? We gave him a 7th. We're allergic to 7th round picks, and we got back a 6th. Okay, fine, no problem. Like you said, there are amazing picks and there are trash picks, and there's really no in the middle when it comes to Joe Douglas. Thankfully, we've hit on some all pros, right? And that's a fact. That's not even opinion. But Greg, there's some transactions here that we have to talk about, right? The first one we'll talk about is, of course, the bad man, Mr. Aaron Rodgers. I can't believe he's a New York Jet. It's unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. But what's more unbelievable, Greg, is that every single turn, this has been a quote-unquote bad move by the media, by the pundits. He's too old all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And he had the worst year of his life last year, which, by the way, statistically will be one of the best years for a Jets quarterback.
Yeah.
2 years before that, he was MVP twice in a row, back-to-back MVP. I mean, so when you talk about how bad he is and then you get over that, then it's, he's just playing the Jets. We're about to give him, $150 million for 1 year, and we give up 2 first-round picks. We're going to flame out as the Jets do, and, one injury away, and it's over. Aaron Rodgers comes through. He says, relax, no problem. Restructures, saves money on from Woody Johnson's actual pocket, or Hoodie Johnson, as we like to refer to him. Shout out to Lee Valentine. He also, Greg, kept the salary cap number down, team player. I'm sure that he had a caveat about where some of that money has to be used, right? That old rhetoric where
for sure
I'll pay as much taxes as you want as long as I know where it's going. That's exactly what Aaron Rodgers is doing here.
Yep.
And Greg, you think this is not real this year? Not only is Aaron Rodgers going to be here for this full year, no matter what happens. This isn't like the NBA season or even the NFL season. Forget it. Let's keep it here. The NFL season where last year, me as a New York Jets fan is watching the Green Bay Packers and thinking, I want one of these guys. I don't care who it is. I will give me either Jordan Love. If they're going to keep Aaron Rodgers, he has to say, give me Jordan Love, give me the young guy. If they want to go Jordan Love because he's on his last year, give me Aaron Rodgers. I was saying that all year. I was watching. This year, Greg, nobody can watch Aaron Rodgers because he is a New York Jet, and it's not rhetoric, man. He's actually going to stay here for 2 years at the very least. So I'm okay with that second first round pick. What are your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers restructuring, and what are your thoughts about it being the actual truth that's been told to us all year? And then what are your thoughts about where that excess money is going to end up going?
First of all, I just don't think to say that he took a pay cut is one thing. For the record, it is the largest pay cut any athlete has taken in any of the 4 major sports in the history of the 4 major sports. And he took it for the New York Jets. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't feel real. It's because sentences like that are true. And as a fan of this team for 30 years, it doesn't feel real. Like, the largest pay cut of any player in any sport in North America. And it's our guy, Aaron Rodgers, 4-time MVP, taking it for the New York Jets. To your point, I think some of this money, I mean, the speculation all weekend, I mean, I don't know if it's really speculation, is Dalvin Cook. We've been talking about it for a month or two ever since there was tweets about him being released by the Vikings. I was saying go get him because it just shores up this running back core. It allows Breece Hall to take his time and come back healthy. And when he's healthy, we have the best 1-2 punch in all of football. And on top of that, we have a couple other guys in this room that we all thought were pretty good. We drafted Izzy this year. You know, Bam, we've talked about now for 2 years about how excited we were to have him. And then he showed out towards the end of last season. And then we have Michael Carter. So I think it just really rounds out this room to a point where it's one of the best, if not the best, running back group in the NFL to go along with a top 5, top 10 defense. It's incredible. It's incredible what the rooms and position groups that we have going. Wide receiver position group is great. Obviously, the quarterback's incredible. It's crazy. It's crazy what we got going on.
What do you feel about the tension in the running back room? You mentioned the running back room. We all know that Dalvin Cook is not even the elephant in the room. He's the elephant in the facility.
Yep.
He's in the facility. He hopefully by the time you're listening to this, he has officially signed the contract.
Yep.
We're recording on Sunday night. I wonder what the tension is going to be like in that room. We already have, listen, whether you like it or not, the Instagram or the Twitter bio / follow unfollow train actually means something. It actually does. They use it as a tool to say whether they're happy or whether they're unhappy with a situation, with a team, with a league, right? They meaning athletes, they're using this as a tool. So it would be silly not to 100%. Look at it. Quentin Williams did it. He got rid of it when he was doing contract negotiations. As soon as in the morning he was about to sign it, he put on New York Jets. Just a quick example. Quan Alexander, the other day, we're going to get into him. He said, I'm ready for camp. So he signed. Spoiler alert, not for the New York Jets. We'll get into that, right? We have to take into account these things, right? That's why we're here. We're here to talk about them, to bring it to everybody's attention. Breece Hall put ... On the same day that people are hyped about Dalvin Cook coming in.
I think he tweeted out a LOL or, there was a couple little things from him, yeah.
So my question is, do you think that this is more Breece Hall commenting about the state of the running backs, where he sees what's going on around the league? The highest paid running back was like a $6 million deal, that not in the franchise tag. He's coming off an ACL, so he's worked his butt off all year to get back. He's trying to get back to 100%.
Yep.
Do you think this is more of he's like, yo, no matter what I do here, if I literally become the best running back in the league, Adrian Peterson numbers for the next year and a half, and I ask for a contract, they're literally not going to give it to me? So what's the point? Or is it more, do they not trust me? And how can they possibly bring, like not a money situation at all, more completely like pure football wise, like how can they not trust me? Why would they bring in somebody else when I'm doing this? Because in my head, I'm thinking, dude, this is about Michael Carter. This isn't about Breece Hall. What are your thoughts about the situation?
Dude, I think that's the problem with subtweeting. You don't know exactly what it's for. And then also on top of it, I think there's tension. I also think it's because it's a young room. So these guys are all young. Like Michael Carter is the oldest person in that room. We got him 2 years ago. So
that's crazy.
I just think it's just inexperience. It's a business move. We need to shore up this position group. It's obviously going to help Breece Hall in the long run, but he's a young guy. He may not be thinking about a long 10-year career. He might be thinking about this season right now, getting back from all this work that he's put in through this injury. And now Dalvin Cook's coming in and he might be a little nervous about it. I don't know what he's thinking. They haven't spoke specifically about it, but I just think it's just a young room and they're just acting a little, not want to say childish, but inexperienced. Dude, just let this happen. We're trying to accomplish something incredible here.
Yeah. I mean, I can't see Breece Hall getting in the way. I do see his gripe. His position has been devalued. He's coming off an injury where he's seemingly coming back extremely early. So I understand from the Jets' perspective why they would be hesitant to play him, with the same carries and put on the same, brunt of force on him every single week, starting from week 1, or actually technically our preseason game 2, 3, he's going to have to start playing. And I don't think they want to they don't want to run him into the ground. He should be grateful about that part. But again, from my perspective, I pull that back real quick because there's nothing to be grateful about where the better you do, the less you get paid. And the worse you do, the faster you be out of the league. So, I mean, the
position at a whole is in a tough spot. My question is this: with 5 guys, we're probably only going to run into the season with 4. So if we do sign Dalvin Cook and that goes down, we have an odd guy out. Who is it? My prediction is, like I've said all along, I think like Breece Hall stays on the PUP list. He's not active till week 4, week 6, whatever the rule is. And we rock with our 4 guys now. Once that happens, if everyone's healthy, then we have to make a decision. I'm not sure who the odd guy is out of that case, but what are your thoughts about it? I think Michael Carter starts the season as our RB1. I think Breece Hall's not playing week 1. I think Dalvin Cook's the RB2 backup, still learning the system, getting healthy, getting ready. I think Michael Carter's our week 1 starter, getting the first snap of the season. That might be a crazy thing to say because a lot of people say he's going to get cut, but he knows the system. He's been here for a little bit. He's been working all off season while Breece Hall's been doing the drills on the side and rehab, and Michael Carter's been in there getting the reps with all these other young guys. I'm worried about Bam.
Okay, you made a couple of interesting points. You made a couple of interesting points. I was with you on this like roller coaster of Breece Hall starting on the PUP list. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Especially if Dalvin Cook is there. And then Breece Hall's like, dude, I'm not rushing. You have Dalvin Cook. You let it rock. But the second part, I mean, that's an interesting take. I'm not gonna argue too much about it. It'll be interesting because they've been saying he's going to be ready by training camp for the last 6 months. So that's the only thing that'll bother me, especially he's been seemingly ready. So I'll be kind of like ticked off about that a little bit. But the second part just doesn't make any sense to me. If Dalvin Cook gets signed, he's going to be the RB1 and he's getting 15 carries a game. I think that's why Breece Hall's pissed. Because Breece Hall's like, dude, even if I come back full strength, I'm going to get, 10 carries? 12 carries at the very, very most? I think that's why Breece Hall is honestly upset. This whole Michael Carter thing, Greg, that's an interesting take. I don't know if Michael Carter is going to be on this roster, let alone the RB1. I mean, he's too small. He is.
Yeah.
He's too small to be the third down back. He's too small to be the first down back. What, are we going to put him in situational runs? Like, I don't know.
I just think he's gotten the most reps all season. Like, it happened like again with Dalvin Cook. Even if he gets signed now, you want to take it slow. Like, I don't know if you saw, I think it was a Saints player, offensive lineman, who again sat out training camps, sat out OTAs, signed last week, and then in practice over the weekend tore his pec, I think, or tore his bicep. He's out for the season. Like, if you're taking time off in OTAs in the offseason, I get that you're always working out. I get that you're always training. It's not the same thing about being at the facility and doing reps and practices with the position coaches and all that. So I think even for Dalvin Cook, he's another guy. He's had injury problems for the last few seasons. Shout out Alexander Madison, the handcuff. It just take it slow. Take it slow with all these guys. Michael Carter's there. Michael Carter sounds like is expendable, unfortunately. So if he's going to get the bulk of the work the first 2 or 3 weeks while we get everyone up to speed, I don't think that's the craziest thing in the world.
It's not the craziest thing in the world. I don't see it coming. You want to ask me who's my odd man out? I'm thinking Bam goes to the practice squad, but to be honest with you, if we can get a 4th round pick for Michael Carter, I think that's an easy.
I think so too.
Easy sign up. Yeah. I don't think they blink before giving up Michael Carter for a 4th round pick, even though they like him, even though he's a nice guy. I mean, business has to come first. But speaking of business, we mentioned Quan. Let's talk about the business of the Jets, right? We know we have money now. We know that Aaron Rodgers literally texted Dalvin Cook, all right? The reason we have money is because of Aaron Rodgers. And it looks like it's not going to be used on the linebacker position. We spent a lot of money on Quinnen Williams. We spent a lot of money on his brother Quincy. C.J. Mosley, one of the highest paid linebackers in the NFL. We had a safety go down, so we had to get Amos real quick after we just gave up draft capital for Chuck Clark. Right? We're relying on Tony Adams here.
Sounds like he's been doing good. He's had a great training camp. He's getting some great reps, I think, ahead of Amos. So sounds like he's been impressing people. It's still early. We'll see how this goes, but we might have a little depth.
Looks like our defense is locked down then. That means, and Eccles, he's going to be suspended for game 1, but he'll be back after that.
Yep.
It's going to be packed on the defense. So the money is going to go to Dalvin. I know that Quan already signed with the Steelers. You know that Quan already signed with the Steelers. I know that Quan already signed with the Steelers. But the point I want to make is it was never going to go to Quan for a linebacker. They were never going to pay 3 linebackers and the defensive tackle and 3 safeties this year. Jordan Whitehead, he's still got his big contract, Amos, and Clark.
Yeah.
Right? There's no way. It's too much. I really see this Dalvin Cook thing happening. I'm really upset about Quan Alexander not coming back. I think we're going to pay for it. I think that's going to be the weakest link. If you ask me right now, the Jets look like a super team. Everyone wants to hate on the Jets. Something's going to go wrong. They bring up the Eagles. They bring up the Redskins. They bring up everyone. I get it. But this team on defense seems to have the depth. And it seems like we're paying for the offensive depth. If we get Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall, man, it's championship or bust. It's AFC championship or bust, especially with Joe Burrow getting hurt, especially with the Ravens being a Band-Aid team just to fix it, see what happens. Yep. We know AFC championship goes through Kansas City. I'm not worried about Buffalo. That's it. That's the AFC.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's the AFC wrap-up. We'll do it on July 30th.
That's July 30th AFC wrap-up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I like that.
But speaking of the AFC wrap-up, we got Coach Salah versus Coach Sean Payton. And I don't know what's going on with Sean Payton. I don't know if being around your boy Russell Wilson is infectious. It just gets you. You end up saying things and doing things. You don't even realize it's happening because the next day you come back, you're like, dude, like Sean Payton came in his press conference, he's like, I don't even know what happened. I regret it. I don't know. And it's so funny because when I was listening to some commentary about Sean Payton, I think it was Andrew Brandt. Maybe he said, I think Sean Payton forgot he wasn't wearing his Fox hat. And I thought that was kind of silly and kind of like letting it go too easily.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, what are you talking about? He knows. And then, because I was hearing other people say he's so calculated and he knows exactly what he's doing. He's writing game plans for games he didn't play, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know to go with those two sides of the spectrum. And he lands on, I regret everything. I don't know what I said. Aaron Rodgers coming out and defending Coach Hackett and Coach Salah basically first saying, I'm not going to say anything bad about Coach Payton, and then proceeding to say something bad about Coach Payton. I love the way that the Jets have approached this. But, dude, I was so excited for this podcast to get back. I didn't even text you about it because I want to hear from you, from your mouth, how you feel about your Denver Broncos, your boy Russell Wilson, Sean Payton coming out hot against the New York Jets when we play them. We play them. They're coming. We're coming.
Yeah. You better believe it. I mean, I've been out on Russell Wilson since 2021. You and Alex defended him. I don't know why, but, he just hasn't been good, and it reared its ugly head last season. Dude, my biggest thing, I was looking up the Aaron Rodgers quote. His quote, I thought it was way out of line, inappropriate, and I think he needs to keep my coach's name out of his mouth. What a statement from a leader, a leadership type role that we have never had as a Jets fan. Like, I can't imagine Mark Sanchez. I can't imagine anyone else coming out and saying something like this, whoever it may be. So, dude, it's been incredible. It's been absolutely incredible to watch.
Man, I mean, the only words we can use as you properly use, Greg, is it doesn't feel real. It actually doesn't. This Jet season does not feel real. Again, if you're going to the Tampa Bay practice, let me know. If you're going to week one, midfield is going to have the Jets logo. The end zone is going to be painted. The Jets are going to be wearing their old school jerseys with the stripes. It's going to be loud. Monday Night Football, 9/11, Jets, Bills. I'll be there. You let me know if you're there, man. I'm so excited about this season.
Real quick about the jerseys. I know there's been a lot of talk about it. We've talked about it a lot. It's been great. Eddie, you're going to miss the stealth blacks at all? Like, we wore, I feel like, the stealth blacks so much, and now we're wearing them, one time this season?
Is it only one time? I know it's guaranteed Black Friday.
I think so. I think that's the one time we're in it because you're only allowed to wear, I think it's considered a quote-unquote throwback or alternate jersey. You're only allowed to wear it like 2 times or 3 times. So I think we're only wearing, I think we're doing September 11th opening day, stealth black on Black Friday, and I don't know if I think we're doing the throwbacks one other time, the white throwbacks one other time. But yeah, I think on the
versus the Chiefs week 4 Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, so dude, I think we're only getting stealth black one time this year. Are you a little worried? We were a hot team in those stealth black jerseys to start the season last year.
Well, we also have a stealth black midfield logo too. That's why I don't know if it's only one time. Yeah, there's 3 different midfield logos. We went from the Rob Lowe NFL hat.
Yep.
And it was killing me every time I go to Meleka. Every time oh God, it really did kill me inside. I felt like such a loser thing to complain about. But the jerseys are ugly. We don't even have our our logo on the midfield. But I love this team. I'm really stuck in between a rock and a hard place. Speaking of that, I do want to just end this on a bit of a serious note on the defensive line, right? You mentioned at the beginning we're so deep, right? We got Will McDonald that we're not even mentioning. We got Carl Lawson who restructured, and he has a sack incentive this year, right? And he got non-guaranteed money after this year. We got Huff, who's probably on his last year deal. He's a guy who, man, I really feel like this is his last year with the Jets.
Yeah.
We just signed Quinnen Williams. We got a couple of defensive tackles, right? And Al Woods. Got a couple guys to fill in there. I'm wondering what this John Franklin Myers injury means, if anything, right? He had a slow season last year. As much as I love John Franklin Myers, right? I know he went to the Mets game. I know it's a sensitive topic right now, but he has to be your boy about, for that. Quentin Jefferson, he's going to be occupying the middle as well. So it's really Carl Lawson, John Franklin Myers is injured. We got the rookie Will McDonald. We got Bryce Huff the Beast. And then there's 2 guys here, man. There's 2 really interesting names. We have one guy who's going to be the absolute king of Hard Knocks. He's going to be the actual darling of the NFL this year. His name was Michael Clemens. He walked into the first day of work with a barbed wired bat.
Did you see his quote today? They were asking him in his post practice, whatever press conference. They were asking him if he's aware he's becoming a fan favorite, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm aware. Like, I just do what I do. Some people like it, some people don't. It's whatever." Like, he was just so matter of fact about it. Like, some people like it, some people don't. And dude, that it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome to see what the time he gets on Hard Knocks and on One Jets Drive. On our own production,
on our own propaganda channel. But it's more than that, dude. It's more than media training. It's acting. He's the perfect actor. He knows when to turn it on, when to turn it off, exactly how. He has his cadence, right? He has a way about him, man.
Yeah.
And he can hit some bodies.
Yeah.
On the other hand, we have Jermaine Johnson, my boy from Florida State. Yeah. I mean, go back and find the tape. I was freaking out when we signed him. All I wanted was Jermaine Johnson. We traded up. We got Jermaine Johnson. Denzel Mims left. Jermaine Johnson with the number 11. I love that number 11. It's so fresh. But those 2 names really standing out to me. When we talk about camp stuff, especially on the defensive side. We talked about safeties. We have one linebacker spot open. Mike, we're sure. I just think we're not going to play with an extra linebacker. To be honest, we're going to play with two linebackers. I think that's how we're going to solve it.
Yeah.
We have a couple D tackles. That's all good. With Jefferson too in there. The defensive end, we went from not having any rushers to too many. What are your thoughts here with John Franklin Myers' injury and the back of the depth chart with Clemens, with Jermaine Johnson, and with a bunch of other guys? If you're like, I don't know, are they just destined for the practice squad? Like,
I don't think so.
I think Smart, like Solomon Thomas.
Yeah, I think that there are gonna be injuries like in the preseason and throughout the season. Another interesting note about that too was Coach Sala talking about Zach Wilson and Mekhi Becton playing on Thursday. So I'm very excited to see them play on the Hall of Fame game. And then Michael Clemens they're talking about moving him more inside. So, trying to get some positional versatility out of these guys. Maybe he helps us, up the middle, stop the run game more than actually get to the quarterback in the pass rush. So I'm interested. I'm interested to see what these guys do, but I think some of these guys have some real positional versatility. And then, some guys are going to be on the practice squad or maybe get cut because we have to get down to 53. And it's unfortunate, but they're going to get playing time. There's going to be talks about rotations and this, that. Where's Will McDonald? We spent a first-round pick on him. Everyone's going to get time.
Bryce Huff? Bryce Huff is going to be huge. He's going to be the number one topic because his numbers are so efficient. And his question, at least from the Jets fan perspective, right, because those are the only people that really know who Bryce Huff is, to be honest with you, is he efficient with the limited time he has? And is that going to switch if he gets more time? Or does Bryce Huff's efficiency perfect for the amount of limited snaps, right? So what do we do with him? As you mentioned with Will McDonald, first-round pick. What goes on with him? Jermaine Johnson, this is year 2, man. Yeah, he had a good year. Now it's year 2. All of a sudden it becomes year 3, year 4, pass rusher needs to get paid. We have Quinnen Williams, right? He just got his bag. He's good to go. But next to him, John Franklin Myers and Carl Lawson, last year of their deals. Did John Franklin Myers restructure? He might have another year after.
He might have one extra year, but not anything long term.
What are your thoughts here, man? Like, you think it's a rotation? People are gonna just be upset, and we're gonna keep being productive and winning games.
Yeah, I think people are going to be mad on Twitter about usage rates and all this stuff and yada, yada, yada. But, dude, if you look at some of these guys' stats on a percentage basis, which maybe we're changing the game in the NFL, where I've been screaming for 100 years now, it feels like, about total tackles not being an end-all, be-all stat for linebackers. Maybe there's a way to look at these positions.
Shout out CJ Mosley.
Yeah, shout out CJ. Maybe there's better metrics to look at these guys besides sack totals and snaps and all this stuff. Maybe it's, if you look at it on a percentage basis, some of these guys are insane. So I think if we're winning, and you can complain all you want, but nothing's going to change. These guys need to stay healthy. These guys need to stay fresh. The way to do that is to make them have impactful snaps when they're in the game and then get them out so someone else amazing can come in. I mean, we have a great front seven, so let these guys eat.
All right. So speaking of rotation, speaking of getting healthy, Greg, I know you didn't see this coming here, but this is actually the preview for the first Jets game and NFL game of the season.
Yeah. The
game that I never watch, ever. Because the teams don't even play their own players because the field is so bad.
Yep.
In Cannes. But as if you're watching on YouTube, if you see on the ticker, it's a Jets game, man. This week, there's a New York Jets football game. However, our starters are not playing, which leads to the most interesting question here, or most interesting topic, right? Number one, we know just as a preface, we know, Greg, and we've learned that the more you play in preseason, usually the less chance you have of making the actual team. I know it sounds weird, but every year there's standouts. There's the people who end up getting the most numbers, which means they're getting the most snaps. But they're getting the most snaps in games and in downs that literally do not matter.
Yep.
They end up getting cut. Bam Knight was I mean, Jets fans always know Little John Flowers. We always have one, these players that always get us hyped. Last year it was Bam Knight, and then he actually finally came through during the season. We have an interesting note. Becton is starting. The second interesting note is Zach Wilson is starting. I wonder how long they both go. I mean, Zach Wilson, I think, is here on this team no matter what, especially with the third quarterback emergency getting signed in. I think Zach Wilson is here no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, am I interested about this Mekhi Becton. Mekhi Becton, Michael Carter, they could all be gone by the time this season even starts.
Yeah, I mean,
so what happens with Mekhi Becton, man?
I'm interested too. I mean, Mekhi Becton's gonna be his first live snaps in a game since 2021, I believe. It's been 2 years, so very excited to see what he looks like. Not been having a great training camp so far, but I think just taking his time, easing him into it. To your point, I don't know how much he's really gonna play. Coach Salah said the young guys are going to be playing. I don't think he was talking about Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner. I think they're going to be sitting. And to your point, one of the other standouts last year, I think, was Chris Streveler, a quarterback. So,
Streveler is definitely getting some time. Maybe Boyle though, because I heard Boyle was playing bad in this training camp so far. So we'll see how that goes. I'm more interested in who I think is going to actually be a standout from the players that play. We mentioned a couple from the last couple of years. I mean, even last year, Tony Adams, I feel like was starting to put himself on the map. I wonder if he even has to this year because he's been playing so well in real training camp. I don't know if he has to really ball out in preseason to make a point here. But I'm excited about Tony Adams and Ashton Davis on the defense. I wonder what's going on with Bryce Hall. We haven't heard his name at all. He is a trade candidate in my head, too. So I want to see what he is. Javelin Goodry is back. I remember being so upset when Goodry got cut. He's back. And with Bernard Converse on the PUP list, maybe Goodry's going to have some time here to shine. So we have Goodry. We have Ashton Davis, Bryce Hall, maybe a little bit of Tony Adams. But obviously, Hamza and Sherwood are going to be fighting for a spot. My boy, Chaz Surratt. That's all in the defense. Zaire Barnes. On the offense, though, as usual, Greg, this is where I shine, especially when it comes to the back end of the depth chart. Man, do I love Travis Dye. Of course, I want to see Israel, the rookie that we got. But, man, I love Travis Dye. I think he's going to be really good for this team. I think he's going to give the Jets a really hard time trying to figure out what to do with him. Man, an undrafted rookie running back. I know it sounds terrible. He played in 2 teams in a conference where no one plays defense in Oregon and USC. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think Travis Dye is going to be really good. I'm really excited to see how Jeremy Ruckert does. I hope he doesn't play much in the Hall of Fame game because he's too good for the Hall of Fame game. I feel like I want to see him shine in the Panthers game. But for the Hall of Fame game, which is coming right up, and you're listening here to figure out what to look for, from the tight ends, I want to see Zach Kuntz. I think he's going to be a beast. And I know he's going to get cut, Greg. I already know he's going to get cut. But I can't wait to see Kenny Yeboah.
Yeah. One last time. Get out there, son. Can't wait to see it.
I can't wait. Do you have anybody looking forward to just to watch for at least the Hall of Fame game?
Yeah, Joe Tippmann. Reports been coming out that he hasn't been doing too good in training camp at the our rookie center. We were all very excited for him. 2nd round pick.
Wait,
I think
Greg,
he had a fumble today.
Is that the video Is that the video? Oh, sorry to cut you off. Tell me about the fumble, but is that the video? Is that who they're talking about? I don't know if you saw the clip.
I
It's
don't think so.
Quinn Williams, and Aaron Rodgers talking with pads, so it was recent. I think it's
Oh,
like a clip from Hard Knocks, and Quinn Williams is like, "Yo, they lined up to the left of me." Like they had a towel. He's like, "Yo, I killed them." And he's like, and then Aaron Rodgers is like, "Yo, did you tell Lakin, our left guard?" And he's like, "No, I'm gonna tell him after practice." It sounds like an easy practice, and Aaron Rodgers is like, "I'm gonna tell him right now." But they're killing the center. Was that for Titman or was that for McGovern?
I don't know. I think it was McGovern. Yeah, I think it was McGovern. Yeah, it was about like the way they're pulling. He was like able to
Yeah,
tell
they had to
what's
tell,
coming.
bro.
Yeah, yep.
The tipping pitches.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was Titman. I think it was McGovern. So that's something I'm glad we fixed that. But yeah, I'm excited to see Titman. I don't know how much, I'm sure he's going to play a lot in the Hall of Fame game because we don't
Yeah.
have a ton of center depth. So I'm excited to see what he looks like on the field.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's actually a good note. I forgot. How did I forget? But yeah, I'm excited to see Titman. I hope he gets some time in. Just to round off the offense, Irvin Charles, as always, he's about to get some time. The wide receiver, that should be fun. I think he's better than Denzel Mims, so we'll see. I do want to see Billy Turner
Yep.
time. A lot of notes about Max Mitchell. Talking really high. I hope they do like a little thing on him in Hard Knocks about how he literally almost died. Now he's playing football a year later, right? I mean, I really hope he shows out and he's the same Max Mitchell when he left because he was doing really good for us, especially at right tackle. And guess what, Greg? If he's good at right tackle and we have Dwayne Brown healthy, Mekhi Becton automatically becomes expendable.
Yeah.
And we lost a first round pick next year already. You know, maybe we can get a second or something, maybe a third. Anything from Mekhi might be good, especially if he's going to be injured, especially if he doesn't want to play right, especially if we already have a left. I don't know. Just some thoughts here going into the first two preseason games. I'm really excited. Man, this is where at the back end of the Jets depth chart, and it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't matter, Greg.
Just need
For the
everyone to
first,
stay healthy.
usually this is all that matters. Usually I need the fourth tight end to be good because he's going to be my tight end one by week 7.
Yep.
Oh, man, what a year. I'm so excited for this year. Jets fans, embrace this season. We have unbelievable primetime games. We have unbelievable jerseys. We have unbelievable quarterback. We have an unbelievable defense. We have an unbelievable wide receiver. We might have the best 2 running backs in the NFL. We have an unbelievable coaching staff. We have an unbelievable defensive line. We have unreal cornerbacks. I mean, what else do you want? Like, what else do you?
A general manager to top it all off. I mean, it's incredible.
And he's bald with a beard. I mean, what else do you want, Greg?
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the Hall of Fame game. I cannot wait for Hard Knocks. I cannot wait for One Jets Drive. And I cannot wait for the Panthers game. And I can't believe that's all within like 10 days.
It's crazy.
What a time to be alive.
Football is back.
Knicks football is back. The New York Jets are back. For the first time ever. The New York Jets are back since 1969. Like, we are back. Knicks, Jets, etc. period on our YouTube. Like and subscribe. Means a lot. We're also the official fan-sided podcast. So hit us up there. You can find us on the Jet Press website. You can also find us on anywhere you listen to audio. Amazon Music, Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play. Hit us with that 5-star review. Hit us with that comment if possible. We appreciate it. It's Jets season. Greg, really quick, for the people, is Knicks, Jets, etc. Knicks are busy getting married. Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges dancing with him. Shout out to him. He's going to be a Knick one. I know it. We just talked about the Jets. But really quick for the people, we got to do some Yankees Mets. Oh, U.S. women, they've been slacking the first 2 games. They're going to pick it up as they always do. 3-0 versus Vietnam, the 1-1 tie. I know. Versus the Netherlands. They'll get back to it. Netherlands own America in soccer. It's crazy. Anyway, shout out to Leo Messi. But, Yankees Mets. Yankees look like they're on the come up. Aaron Judge coming back, hitting home runs, winning some games. Other side, I got the New York Mets doing New York Mets things, getting rid of Robertson, getting rid of Max Scherzer. And before I ask you about Max Scherzer and the Mets as a whole, is that the worst signing in baseball history?
No.
Okay. Mets
why was
history?
it? Dude, people are crazy about it. Why is it so bad? I don't get it.
What do you mean?
What do we give up for him?
You
Didn't we just
him?
paid him a bunch of money?
Yeah, you just paid him money. And I
fuck?
guess your owner doesn't care about money.
Yeah. What are you poor people talking about? Like, who cares? All right, we gave him a bunch of money. Who cares? Isn't this the Yankees? Isn't this what it's like to be a Yankee fan? Like, oh no, we gave him a bunch of money. Who cares, dude? Yeah, we gave him a bunch of money. We got our best prospect in our system, the 44th best prospect. Essentially, we paid $25 million for a 44th overall prospect, our future second baseman for the next 15 years. Acuna Jr. I mean, we have an Acuna. There's an Acuna that's been killing us in Atlanta for years, and now we have one of our own. We're fighting fire with fire. We're doing big things. I'm okay with it. Trade Verlander too. Let's get this going.
Yeah, I'll take Verlander.
Sure. I know you would. He'll look great in pinstripes. I've been hearing it for 2 decades now about all our pitchers.
No, you've never heard that.
He looked great. Oh, Jacob deGrom. Oh my God. Oh God. Yeah, go take them
heard
all.
That
Give me all the
Verlander.
prospects. Give me all the prospects. I want them all.
You've never heard that about Verlander because not only do Yankees fans hate Verlander, Verlander hates the Yankees publicly.
I know they're talking about trading him back to Houston. Great. We signed your guy. Now just give us prospects back. Sure. Whatever you want, Houston.
All right. So Greg's still saying positive about the New York Mets. I actually love it. Unfortunately, they are sellers. I wonder if Greg's ever going to say anything bad about McNeil. Oh, we'll get to that in a different story.
No.
Jeff McNeil can stay. The Yankees are getting whooped right now.
A professional hitter.
Wow, 6-0 bottom of the first. Man.
What's up with Judge? Is he back? Is he healthy? Like, what's going on?
Listen, Judge is back. He hit the home run and we won games. But, dude.
Can't even DH the guy?
What's going on with Severino in these first innings, dude? What's happening?
It's crazy.
This is like the 8th time it's happened. Like, literally 8th. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
6 runs in the first right now. Like, is he even going to make it?
Is he going to get out of the first?
Orioles, dude.
I don't
July
know.
30th. He does this in wild card games. He does this in DS. But, like, dude, this is the Orioles on July 30th. What's happening? 6-0 in the first.
Dude, pitching has been bad for both of us this year. I can't say too much this season. I mean,
dude, it's crazy, dude.
Carrasco got absolutely killed yesterday. Like, it's just how it goes. Scherzer's been getting killed.
Garbage, Greg. I've been my whole season. Basically, my positivity has been like, don't worry, we have pitching. Eventually, we're gonna have Cole, Rodon, Sevy, Cortez. Like, doesn't matter. Like, nothing else matters. Dude, they suck.
Yeah.
It's just Cole.
It's crazy how that happens. I'm with you. I'm in the same boat.
Everybody's yelling at me about hitting. All my group chats, all my texts, the Yankees can't hit. Oh, no, I don't care about hitting. They'll hit. We can't pitch. What are you going to do? If we have 15 hits, we're not going to win a game if we go up 6 runs in the first. So what do you want? This is insane. So as high as I am about the New York Jets, man, we better make the – listen to me right now, July 30th, bro. The Yankees better make the playoffs. There's a playoff mandate by me. Otherwise, this is the first time I'm going to actually heel turn. I'm going to actually heel turn on and I'm going to start leading the pack. Fire, Boone, fire. It's just time to move on. Like, it's time to just, if we don't make the playoffs, that's crazy. There's 3 wildcard spots.
Yeah.
The whole AFC East, the whole AL East is going to get in there except for the Yankees.
It's insane.
No. We have a playoff mandate this year, official, July 30th. Stamp it in right now. The Yankees have to make the playoffs unless radical changes. That's it. You
It's
think,
not that
last
crazy.
question,
It's
where's
not
Shohei
that
going?
crazy of a mandate, but it seems crazier and crazier as the day goes by for both of these teams. It's insane.
I, I never thought I'd have to say it out loud, but it is. Last
Yeah.
question, Greg. We'll get out of here. It is the Jets pod. Where's Shohei going? Where is Shohei Ohtani going? Is he going to get traded by the deadline? Are the Angels actually doing good enough where he's going to stay now and stay till the end of the year? But is that going to be the dumbest move by a franchise in sports history to let a guy go for nothing? I mean, even PSG got something for Messi. Like, I mean, everybody's getting something.
It seems like it's gonna happen that way. It's crazy that that's what's gonna go down, but I don't see anything happening before the deadline, and it's just gonna walk
What
away.
would
I
you
mean,
do?
I don't think he's back next year.
What would you do if you're the Angels? You're like, listen, there's a 15% chance he's coming back next year. There's a 7% chance we make the playoffs this year, or we can get some nice
I
prospects
would
and
trade him
just move
immediately
on.
if I was the Angels.
Hmm.
I would trade him no matter what for as much as I could get.
But
They have
okay,
nobody on the team, dude. Their team sucks.
I know, but I have a question. Do you risk losing the fan base? I know you might say, what fan
Yeah,
base? Who cares? But, like, you can't trade Shohei Ohtani.
I would trade him. I would trade Mike Trout and be like, "This is what we're going all in on the rebuild."
Damn, that's tough. That's tough in
Yeah, it is
baseball when
tough. But
money.
what else are you going to do? I don't know the Angels farm system. Maybe they have good guys coming up, but it hasn't been for the last 30 years. So I don't know if there's anyone good coming up in their system. But dude, it's not good. But what are you gonna do? Did you see the clip of the guy where they're throwing to Shohei and he's like yelling at his coach? He's like, "Why are we throwing to this guy? He's the only guy on their team that can hit the ball."
I
Like
know.
other
I
players know
know.
it. Everyone
Well,
knows
the
it.
Yankees
Like,
did. The Yankees did
yeah,
it. That was genius.
it's insane. He's the only guy that can hit it. When he hits it, it goes 400 feet. Like, trade the guy, get 14 prospects, and hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years you have a good team.
And that about does it for the etc. portion. Shohei doesn't look like he's going anywhere, according to Greg. I think he's going to be a Yankee because Aaron Boone and Cashman are going to be absolutely desperate. I'm not even joking. I think they're going to trade the whole. I think they're going to trade the whole farm system. I think they're going to be like.
I just made
They're
fun of
going to
you
check
for
every box.
he's gonna look good in pinstripes. I just made fun of you for 5 minutes ago, and now
I
suddenly
know.
you got Shohei Ohtani on your team.
Yeah, not because the Yankees are good, not because the Yankees are the team. No, because the coach is. It has to be looking in the mirror and the GM like, dude, we're gonna get fired. Like, we are gonna get fired, dude. This is crazy. This Severino first inning thing is actually like burning a hole through my heart right now. Nestor Cortez can't stay. He's been injured all year. Rodon resigned for $1 zillion and he sucks. Like,
Yo.
playoffs. I didn't make play. Like, I really think. And by the way, you know, you're making fun of me. I think the Yankees trade up the whole farm for Ohtani, and then he signs in Seattle. Like,
Apparently he likes the West Coast.
This is not like a big like, oh, Yankees are the team. Come to us. No. This is, we suck so bad that we're gonna get rid of our entire farm system because the GM and the manager have a different trajectory than the franchise.
Yes.
They have to do it now. They have to. They're gonna be gone. Like if I'm Buck Showalter, I'm doing everything. Like, I am not signing off on anything. They better not ask me because my answer is no. I'm not trying. He's gonna get fired.
Yeah, he's
so
gonna
for
get
him,
fired. Yeah.
So for him, he would try to do everything he can, to salvage.
Sure.
That's what the Yankees are gonna do. That's why I think Soto's in the mix. I honestly do. I think Ohtani is in the mix. Depending on, I think Dominguez could be gone. Right? Oh, the 15-year-old. Oh, I think they would send him out in 2 seconds. I think they would send out Clark Schmidt in 2 seconds. I don't think they care anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Michael King. We love Michael King. Take him. Like, take him and don't even call us. Like, just take him. Take Peraza. We don't care. Take Cabrera. Take them all. Like I don't think it matters.
Yeah.
So that's where I think this is going. I don't think anyone's going to give up real prospects for him for a rental. I think the Yankees are dumb enough to do it and desperate and dumb.
They're
It's a
desperate.
bad
for
combination.
Sure.
And that's on the Yankees. That's my conclusion about the Yankees. A good way to end this pod. The Yankees are dumb and desperate at the very moment. And that's why I think that going to happen. It's 7-0. It's 7-0 in the bottom of the
7-0,
first.
John. Don't worry about it. We got Jets football this week.
All right. JETS, Jets. The baseball deadline is going to hurt my insides.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yusuf Nurkic. That's all I got for this pod. What's the Jets record after these two games? I'm thinking 0-2, and the whole world's on fire because the Jets went 0-2 in their first two preseason games.
I love that. I think the exact same thing. Okay. People would be like, "Are you sure Aaron Rodgers could fix this?" It's like, dude, just chill out.
Same old Jets.
Yep, same old Jets. Yep.
This is the Vince Young Super Team Eagles. I can't wait for all this, man. And shout out to the Washington R-words for selling their team. Good for them. We out.